Hi, I'm Sophia Brockman. I'm the Student Services Specialist for the Office of Care and Civility, and today I'm going to discuss the basics of stress. Stress is an important topic for our Be Well team because Be Well is all about setting our HSC students up for success here at HSC and beyond when you enter into your professional capacities. One of the ways we do that is by teaching you guys the context, tools, and resources for navigating stress. This includes developing a personalized stress growth management plan, which I'll dive a little bit deeper into in our next Stress Unraveled video. Now, we understand that for our HSC students, the pressures of your studies, your clinical or internship responsibilities, and your personal life can all contribute to stress, and it's crucial to understand how to manage it effectively. This presentation or this video is designed to help equip you with the knowledge and tools you need to navigate your stress successfully. To give you a little bit of a roadmap for our video today, we'll start by defining what stress is and identifying those common signs and sources of stress, especially in the context of your experiences as a health science student. Then we'll address some common myths about stress, those misconceptions that can make stress harder to manage if left unchallenged. I'll follow that up with some reality checks where I'll introduce effective strategies for managing stress. And finally, I'm going to highlight some campus resources that are available to support you. And so it's important when we talk about stress to have a clear definition of it. At its core, stress is a reaction, whether that's physical, mental, or emotional, to external or internal pressures that feel really overwhelming. It's simply your body's way of responding to any demand or threat. This response is often referred to as the fight or flight or freeze response, where your body prepares to either face the challenge head on, avoid it, or freeze up. Stress can be acute, so occurs over a short period, usually related to a specific situation, similar to like when you're cramming for a test or a presentation. But when we let that stress and pressure build up without relieving it, that stress can become chronic, lasting over a long period, and that's what affects their overall health. So chronic stress can be when you have ongoing financial worries, some relationship struggles, or mental health problems that arise. It's important to understand that stress is not inherently bad. It's a natural part of life. However, when it becomes chronic or intense, it can lead to some health issues. Now, as health science students, we know you're no strangers to stress. So I'm going to take some time to talk about some of the courses or some of the common sources you might encounter. And so first, there's the obvious one, there's academic pressure. And it's safe to say that if you're a student here at HSC, you're a high achiever, you're highly motivated, you're highly ambitious. The rigorous demands of your coursework, the constant need to meet high expectations, and the pressure to perform well on exams can be really overwhelming. And then you add in your outside responsibilities like clinic, volunteer, internship responsibilities, and whether it's population care, long hours in rotations, or research, or volunteering, or studying, or even dealing with some of those serious topics and themes, these responsibilities can really take a toll on your mental and emotional health. And then you have your personal life stressors, things you can't really get away from. Ongoing financial concerns, family obligations, and maintaining relationships all add to the already existing stress levels. And lastly, the uncertainty about your future. We have a lot of HSC students who get a little bit anxious when they start to think, where am I going to be in a year from now? Where will I be in 10? And so whether it's securing residency or finding a job post-graduation, the uncertainty about your future can really create some ongoing anxiety and stress. And so we want to recognize that these sources, recognizing them first, is that good first step in managing the stress they create before we move on to understanding how stress manifests. And so there's many sources of stress, and there's also many signs of stress. Stress manifests itself in various ways, like I just said. And recognizing those signs early is key to helping to manage them before it escalates. And so when we look at our physical signs, you might experience some headaches, muscle tension, fatigue, or rapid heartbeat. These are your body's physical signals that it's under pressure. Emotionally, stress can make you feel anxious, irritable, or overwhelmed. And you might experience mood swings. On the behavioral side, stress often leads to changes in sleep patterns, either sleeping too much or too little. You might also notice some changes in your motivation levels, procrastination, changes in your appetite, or a tendency to withdraw socially. By becoming attuned to these signs and recognizing when they show up, you can really begin to take those steps to address your stress before it impacts your health and well-being. I want you to be able to take these signs as triggers that your body's ready to take a break, and maybe it's going to need some TLC for a little bit. And so we're going to switch gears just a tiny bit and dive into some myth busting. So I want to start with the belief that all stress is always bad. This myth or misconception is pervasive, but it's not entirely accurate. While it's true that chronic stress can have detrimental effects on your health, stress in moderation can actually be really beneficial. And this is known as eustress or positive stress. Eustress can motivate us to meet deadlines, perform well on exams, and achieve our goals. It really helps you to focus, energizes you, and can even enhance your performance. For example, the adrenaline rush you may feel before giving a presentation can help sharpen your concentration and help you deliver your best work. A great way of viewing eustress is through the stress performance curve. The stress performance curve illustrates how moderate levels of stress can actually enhance our performance and kind of motivate us to get going as it increases our focus and motivation. However, when stress becomes too high, you'll see that our performance declines due to feeling overwhelmed or burnt out. And so it's important to be able to recognize when we're in a good headspace and we have just enough stress, just the right amount, to help kind of push us and motivate us to complete our tasks. And on the other hand, it's good to be able to recognize when that stress is overwhelming and you may need to break your tasks or routine up to reduce some of that stress. The next myth that we are going to break down is the idea that stress only affects mental health or it's all in your head. So, like we discussed at the beginning of this video, stress does show up in a physical manner with our body. Stress has a profound impact on not only our mental and emotional health, but our entire well-being as a whole. When we're stressed, our body releases hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. While these hormones are helpful in short bursts, chronic stress keeps your body in a constant state of alert, which can lead to some serious health issues and burnout. Regularly scanning your body and being aware of these changes can help you catch stress early and take steps to manage it. To check in with yourself for signs of physical stress, why don't we take a moment to pause and notice where you're holding tension in your body? Do you feel like you have a slight headache? Do you have any tight muscles in your back, your shoulders, your jaw, some fatigue? Maybe you're feeling a little bit tired, or if you're, feeling a little bit anxious, you might have that rapid or racing heartbeat. Now, when I notice I'm carrying any tension in my body, one of my favorite ways to kind of help relieve that tension a little bit is by doing a simple body scan. And so what I will do is I will start with my feet and I'll tense my toes for about 5 seconds, and then I'm going to release and relax for 10. And I'll typically do an inhale when I'm tensing up, and then I'll do an exhale when I'm releasing that tension. And so I'll start with my toes or my feet, and then I'll gradually move up through my body, and I'll go from my legs to my abdomen to my arms to my face, really focusing on releasing that tension with each exhale. And it's a really great quick break, quick tension relief that I can do just anywhere, either, sitting in my chair, standing, kind of walking. It's a very quick, easy, simple body scan that you can do. And so the last misconception I'll debunk is the belief that you can get over stress by yourself, and that stress is just a one-person game kind of thing. And so this misconception relates back to our previously debunked myth a little bit of stress is all in your head and you don't need any kind of support to reduce it. This is a dangerous misconception because it can lead to isolation and an unwillingness or even like an inability to seek help. You just don't have the knowledge or the awareness that, hey, I'm at that point where I need somebody else to help me out. And the truth is, while there are many things you can do on your own to manage stress, such as that body scan we just did, or practicing mindfulness or engaging in physical exercise, effective stress management often requires external support. It's important to recognize when you're struggling and when it may be time to reach out for help, whether that's through friends, family, classmates, or professional resources like our CAP team or timely care. Being able to build a support network is crucial in managing our stress effectively because it reminds us, hey, we're not alone, and I do deserve to have some support around me, and I don't have to do this all by myself. And so now that we've broken down some of those common myths, I want to focus on some practical strategies that you can use to manage your stress. Now, I recognize these strategies are not one size fits all, and so I want you to be able to dive a little bit deeper into each one and kind of pick and choose what you think may work best for you. So, of course, we're going to start with mindfulness. We often push mindfulness as a practical self-care or de-stressing tool because research does show that practicing mindfulness reduces our anxiety, enhances focus, and promotes emotional regulation. Now, if you're new to mindfulness or you don't quite know what it is, mindfulness involves being fully present in the moment, aware of your thoughts and feelings without judgment. Practices such as meditation, deep breathing exercises, and yoga can really help cultivate mindfulness. On our YouTube page and website, you'll find some of our favorite breathing exercises and meditations. If you're new to mindfulness, I really encourage you to take a moment after this video and explore our Mindful Zone series or our Mindful Practice playlist. Each one have a couple of different styles of deep breathing, different meditations. If you go into our Mindful Practices playlist, there's a really wonderful body scan meditation and a really great yoga practice with a couple of our HSC students. And so by taking a few minutes each day to practice any kind of mindfulness, it can help calm your mind and reduce immediate stress. One effective action to relax your body is deep breathing. And so if you go into our Mindful Zones playlist, there's a video that we did with Conchita Andrzejewski, who's our behavioral health counselor here at HSC. She did a really wonderful short box breathing meditation with us. And so to do that deep breathing, all you have to do is inhale through your nose for 4 counts, hold for 4 counts, and then exhale slowly through your mouth for 4 counts. And then you can also hold for 4 counts or just kind of repeat that cycle a few times to help calm your nervous system, release tension, and bring a sense of relaxation to your body. I prefer deep breathing, especially in moments of just like anxiety, whether that's before a presentation, before a test, before anything that may get me a little bit worked up, because it's a quick one that I can do by myself. I can do it walking, I can do it standing, I can do it just sitting in my car getting prepared, and nobody's going to really know or be aware that I'm doing it. And so I can do it as many times as I need to. And again, it's just a really great, quick, deep breathing exercise to release tension, bring some relaxation to your body. And so our second practical self-care strategy is time management. Time management is especially necessary for relieving stress because it helps you remain in control of your tasks and goals. It helps kind of promote some of that self-efficacy for ourselves. Some key strategies for managing your time are prioritizing your tasks. So identify what's most important and what is coming up sooner than others so that you can tackle those tasks first. You can also set realistic goals. So break down large projects into manageable steps with achievable deadlines. That way, it's a really great way to celebrate some of those small wins and those small, yes, I did it, I'm done. And lastly, avoiding procrastination by using tools like planners or digital apps to help us keep track of our tasks and our deadlines. And so an example of a example of a time management strategy that our office uses is the Pomodoro technique. And that's where you work for 25 minutes and then you take a 5-minute break. And you can do it in different time increments. You can do it for 50 minutes and a 10-minute break. Some people, they'll do like 3 hours worth of a Pomodoro technique and then take a half hour or an hour long break just to help kind of break up those projects. And so the great thing about this technique is that it really enhances our productivity and prevents burnout. And so we have a playlist on our channel of a couple of our favorite Pomodoro videos. You can also make a study playlist that includes 25 minutes of calming music or whatever study music you prefer, followed by an alarm sound or a song that is completely sonically different than the rest. This is going to help alert you that, hey, it's time to take a break. And it also just gives you a set amount of time to get something done. And so when we talk about taking breaks, we want to take meaningful, intentional breaks because taking these breaks, they're crucial. And how you spend those breaks can make a really big difference in managing stress. And so a few of our favorite ways of taking a break is mindful walking. So stepping away from our workspace and taking a short walk. This could be in nature outside or simply around whatever building you're in. The key is to practice mindfulness as you walk. And so you'll do this by paying attention to the sensations under your feet, the rhythm of your breathing, and the sights and sounds around you. This helps clear your mind and reduces stress by bringing your focus to the present moment. And so I'm going to plug one more video into this video from our Mindful Zone series. And there's a really great mindful walking video that takes you around the Met Lawn, but you can do it anywhere. And that's kind of the purpose of being mindfulness. You can do it anywhere, anytime. And so another great break activity is stretching or yoga. Physical movement, like we said, is a great way to alleviate stress. We carry a lot of our stress in our bodies. If you're anything like me, you're going to carry it especially in your shoulders and in your jaw. And at the end of the day, you're kind of sitting there and you're moving them back and forth, trying to unwind, release it. And so taking, repeated and good, timely, intentional breaks to really stretch out your body and spend a few minutes doing gentle stretches or simple yoga poses and really focus on the areas where you might be holding tension, because this not only relaxes your muscles, but also increases blood flow and releases endorphins, which are natural mood lifters. And lastly, we want you guys to get creative. And so really focus on short hobbies that you can do, engaging in creative activities that you enjoy. This could be drawing, reading, coloring, journaling, or even listening to calming music. Creative expression allows your mind to really shift away from stressors and stimulates different parts of your brain. It can be really refreshing as a mental break that leaves you feeling rejuvenated because, again, you're not getting focused on what's stressing you out. You're kind of just releasing it and letting your mind wander for a little bit. And so incorporating these activities into your break time can really enhance their stress-reducing benefits, helping you return to your tasks with a greater focus, a calmer mind, and a little bit more motivation. And so our last strategy for reducing stress is reaching out for support. And so I want to highlight some of the resources available to you on campus that can help support you in managing your stress. The first is the CARE team, which is a dedicated group of professionals who provide support for students facing challenges that may impact your well-being or academic success. So whether you're dealing with personal issues or academic pressures, CARE team's here to help you navigate those challenges by finding resources that are applicable to you and your situation. A second support service we have is CAP, or Center for Academic Performance. They offer a range of awesome and wonderful study services for our students. They can help provide you with the tools for setting goals, time management, tackling test anxiety, and so much more. They're a really great resource if you need professional help managing your stress in your academics. We have a couple of videos with them on our YouTube page, and I know if you are on Canvas, you are going to have access to the CAP portal, and I highly recommend you look through there and see how they can support you. And so a third support service we have is our newest student support program, Timely Care. Timely Care provides 24/7 access to virtual mental and emotional health services that are available at no cost for HSC students. One of those services includes a 24/7 Talk Now, which is where you can be connected 24/7 to a chat log with a professional who can help kind of just talk you down or talk with you through any issue you're facing. Timely Care also provides self-guided practices like a self-care toolkit, recovery support, anxiety support, and again, so much more. They're truly a wonderful resource to keep in your back pocket for when you need quick support. They can go anywhere with you. It's an app on your phone. You can even go on your desktop and download it. And lastly, I want to plug in our Be Well Champions. Each program, each college has a Be Well champion, and they're here to help support your well-being and guide you through different activities associated with Be Well. If you're curious about who your champion is or you haven't met them yet, feel free to reach out to us. We'll help connect you and we'll get you guys situated. And so I want to remind you that all these resources are here to support you. So I really encourage you to take advantage of them during your time here at HSC. And so as we wrap up, I want to remind you that understanding your stress, debunking those misconceptions surrounding it, and using our effective stress management strategies to manage it are all essential steps towards maintaining your well-being. Stress is a part of life, especially if you're a health science student. But with the right tools and support, we can help you navigate it successfully. And so I highly encourage you, once again, to utilize the campus resources I just discussed. They're here to help you thrive, not just survive. I want to thank you again for taking your time and attention today. And be sure to check out our other Stress Unraveled video, which is a quick guide into a stress growth management plan. And if you have any extra time or you're curious about what our other resources or other Be Well activities are, feel free to keep up with us on Instagram. Go over to our website, RSVP on Engage for events, or just go through our on-demand library here at YouTube. And so I want to thank you for your time again, and I hope you guys have a great day.